Dear brothers, good morning, boys. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit of finance today. Not in the sense of how you should handle your money, but more in the sense of something that came to my mind recently as we met with our financial advisor. And so my wife and I have a financial advisor. She's probably saved us God knows how much money and put us on the right track. And she, gives us a slap across the head when we're not doing well. And just she's been a godsend. However, whenever we meet with her, in between the times that we meet, she gives us a bunch of tasks that we need to complete. Just basic stuff, pull this, pull that, let me know what's in this account, make sure you close this, open this, stop using this, whatever. And so the other day we got together with her, and my lovely bride has been given several tasks that haven't been done in the last 2 times that we've met. And they aren't mega important tasks, but they're things that our financial advisor needed done so that she could clarify a couple of things. And for a very split second moment, when my wife told me that it hadn't been done prior to our meeting, a part of me was like, what is wrong with you? Like, get this done. You're a grown adult. Like, you just need to figure this out and stop pushing it off and just not being organized and whatever. Like, I had this moment in my mind where I'm just like mentally like, oh, like our financial advisor is going to berate you because you've continued to not do this. And then I kind of had this snap to aha moment, if you will. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Talking about myself. I am talking about my wife. Like, this is my person that I've decided to go into this endeavor of marriage with together. We are a team. We are not separate. We are not disparate. When one of us goes up, the other one goes up. One of us goes down, the other one goes down. We succeed and we win together. That's just how marriage works. And yet in that moment, I had this feeling of like, oh, like you're screwing up. You're going to get in trouble for that. You should get in trouble for that. I got all my tasks done. Everything that I needed to do was done. And then I was like, what the hell? Making her smaller doesn't make me taller. That just makes our team worse. And so in that moment, I was kind of just like, what? I was disappointed in myself. I was like, it was a second. Right? I didn't prolong this thought, but it was kind of that immediate knee-jerk reaction was, what the hell? Like, you're going to get in trouble for this is screwing things up. Why can't you be better at being more organized about this? And as I, kind of snapped out of that ridiculous thought, it came to mind, what have I done to ensure that she got those tasks? Did I ask her? Did I say, hey, have you been able to get those things done? Is there anything that I can help you do with that? Did I say, hey, why don't we plan on doing this together at 6:00 tomorrow night? We'll put it on the calendar, and once it's on the calendar, we'll be good to go. Nope, sure didn't do any of those things. I didn't schedule anything. I didn't ask her if she'd had it done. I didn't present ways that we could do it together. And so I am just as much at fault, especially considering that in our household, I essentially am the most financially involved, right? I run a business, I just have a lot going on. I understand our finances a little bit more granularly, big word today, than she does. And that's been our deal or connection ever since the beginning. I knew that I just would be in more control of our finances than she would be. She's involved. She's at our meetings. She understands where money is and how much money we have. But I just have a little bit bigger of a stronghold. I'm paying the bills, and that's just the way our setup is. So that makes it even worse, because that means, considering my place, considering what I do in the house financially, and I still wasn't giving her any assistance or offering assistance or trying to help her get her tasks done, I still had that moment of being like, what the hell is wrong with you? That's not the deal, fellas. And so, I thankfully snapped out of that and was like, this is a ridiculous notion, and it's a selfish notion, and it's not productive. And all of you listening to this understand that finances can be an extremely stressful thing to handle. Never mind independently, but certainly when you include your spouse, significant other, etc. And so it is so vital, beyond vital, that you are very transparent when it comes to your finances with your spouse, extremely transparent to that end. I have seen far too many marriages and far too many relationships get trashed because neither person has a clue what they're spending for money or why they're spending it, or they're always like, oh, why are you doing this and why are you doing that? And you're spending on this and spending on that. And then there's this resentment that develops between them. Trust me, it's not worth it. And it can be avoided, right? But to that end, to my fellas listening to this morning, or whenever you pick this episode up, if you are in control, relatively speaking, of the finances in your home, if you have a problem with your spouse with how they are dealing with finances, it needs to be addressed immediately. Not tomorrow, not the next day. If there is a problem, tonight you sit down with them and you say, hey, I'm struggling with, your habits with shopping, or I'm struggling with how we're spending money on dining out. This is a problem and I want to address it together as a team. This isn't a me versus you. This is a us versus the issue that we're having. Okay. How can we make that work? That's number one. Number two, you need to take ownership of making those changes. Even if you might not be the money person in your household, guess what? Too bad. We are called to lead. And so if you want to lead, that means you have to lead by example and also lead by action. And by action, basically what I'm saying is what I had to go through the other day in my mind was like, what are you doing? You set up a time to fix this. You make the changes necessary. Your wife is a direct connection to you. She is an extension of this family. She is in this family. Why would you not want her to succeed, right? She has, yes, it is her responsibility to do things and to take action and to be responsible. I get all that. I'm not saying that your spouse should be fully reliant on you. However, my job is to lead her. And so if I'm not doing that and I'm allowing her to not get something done, knowing that I could have been involved, why am I not? It only is going to help this family. And my goal is to protect, love, and grow this family. So why am I not being helpful? There is not a situation where you should be making your wife or your spouse smaller, your girlfriend smaller, to make you taller. That is not how this whole thing works. You are a tandem. You are a team. We got married so that this can be the Taylor team. We're the Taylor gang. We're the clan of Taylors, if you will. And because of that, I have a responsibility to my wife to ensure that she is successful. It doesn't benefit me that she struggles with something or doesn't get something done, especially when we talk about finances. It is a very difficult and polarizing topic for couples that oftentimes leads to that terrible D word that happens at a 50% clip in our country. It's unnecessary. Thwart all of those things early by stepping up, being proactive, and making sure that you understand this is a team endeavor. I'm going to leave it at that. It was a very good moment for me just to be like, hey, asshole, wake up. What's wrong with you? This isn't how this works. And I think sometimes we need those little reminders in our life that that's how marriage works. It is a team event. You have to go forward as a team. If I say the word team one more time, I'm going to jump off this freaking chair. Anyways, have a great Wednesday, fellas. God bless you all. I love you. Be strong. Let's get after it today. All right. I'm out. See you.